to the Alpha Pickleball Podcast, where we slice through the noise to bring you the juiciest insights, strategies, and stories from the dynamic world of pickleball. Join us as we serve up engaging conversations with top players, coaches, and enthusiasts, giving you an ace perspective on all things pickleball. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just stepping onto the court, get ready for a volley of knowledge that'll elevate your game to alpha levels. Let the rallies begin.
All right. Welcome again to the show. I'm your host, Tats. Our guest today is Pesa Teoni, pro pickleball player, fellow lefty. I'm really excited to dig in. Pesa, thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know that a lot of the guests I have, because I have a tennis background, come from tennis, but I think you come from other competitive sports. Is that correct?
Yes, I've never played tennis in my life. We don't have tennis back home in Samoa. Basically, in original Western Samoa, there's no tennis. There's no tennis court there.
So what did you do? What sort of sports?
The only sport that we have back home is soccer. I mean, not big in soccer, but for some reason I was very big in soccer, but only rugby, volleyball, and cricket. Those are the three ones that are like very big in there.
Yeah. So yeah, I know one of the questions that someone mentioned was, you know, why are your quads so big? I guess, I don't know if your build sort of lends you to rugby, or did the sport itself help you build up that muscle?
I think it's because of we actually play a lot on the sand. So maybe that's a lot of I didn't know that would help so much. But now I wish I would done that so much. Just
Awesome. So I mean, so not having the racket sports background, walk me through your journey of discovering pickleball and improving.
so my uncle was the first one that taught us pickleball. So they taught it to my cousins, and then my cousins show it to me, and then from there, like I just kind of followed them along with like pickleball. Every time we get out of high school, we would go straight to the court because the court is right on the way because we walk home. It's right on the way to go back home. So we
Yeah.
always play and then go home.
Yeah. And was this in the States, or,
This one in St. George, Utah.
okay. Got it. So basically, family member introduced you, you loved it, you happened to notice the court on the way back and stuff like that. So on the way back home, it would probably take you a long time to get home.
It's only I was not that far away. It was like maybe 15-20 minute walk.
Yeah, what I mean is, like, you wouldn't make it home because you stop at the pickleball courts and just stay there.
Oh yeah, we won't. Sometimes I will not get home until 8 o'clock p.m. or so. It's so bad. I was hooked from the beginning, but
Yeah.
I was the worst. If you ever see me playing pickleball from the beginning, you would not feel it would not look like tennis as it is right now. I
Well,
tried my best to make it look as tennis. So like, wait, when people ask me like, "Oh, what's your sport background?" Sometimes I will lie. I play tennis.
hey, I mean, when I see your strokes now, I mean, I think, you've put a lot of effort into it if you've never played racket sports, because, you hit those big drives and stuff like that you like, right? So,
Um, Trying to. I used to drive a lot, but mostly just dropping now.
yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. So I mean, did you watch people and learn? Were there people that showed you how to play? How did it happen for you?
I watched a lot of them. I changed my crits. I watch people how they play. I change my crit the way they play. Mostly Ben John's play style from the beginning when I first started. I used to watch him from the beginning, and then I was holding my paddle like very choked up, like I don't know if you know Rob Cassidy. Like I was like that grip, and then when I was watching him, he was holding it all the way down, so I kind of changed that, and then it took me a long time to get used to it.
Yeah.
So like at least 2 to 3 years.
Wow. Wow. And at this time, you're playing every day or almost every day.
Yes, try to play as
Yeah.
much as possible.
Yeah. And when did
Uh,
tournaments come into it?
Say it again.
When did you start playing tournaments? Did you start tournaments early? Was that a goal or did that come later?
Like the pro tournament, or just like
Just any tournaments. Like, was the
uh
tournaments a goal or just playing?
three
Like, I was
five.
just trying.
My first tournament was 3-5 with my uncle, and then 3-5 with my cousin, so his daughter. And then it's
Nice.
just there. Like it was like 1 year of 3.5. The next year would be like 4.0. And if I try to like go a little bit ahead, like maybe champion try to hop in 5.0, my uncle will be like, no, just get back from the bottom. Just start slow, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's go from there.
yeah. And at what point did you realize that this could turn into something more?
Um, I don't know. I just kind of left everything after I got let go from my job. And then I just literally drove here in Phoenix because I played a tournament of my first pro in tournament and I loved it. I loved the I played my first pro in tournament and I loved it. And I came back and I got let go. And then I just packed my stuff and then left.
Wow. I mean, I mean, what did the people around you think of that?
I do have actually have a post that I posted on Instagram. I made a post on Facebook. My first post of like I'm it was stupid. Like I don't know if I still understand it because back then I could barely speak English. Even still now, but I made a huge Facebook post and then I posted it. I think I still have it, and it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah. And what did you say? Like, what was kind
I
of
was
the general message?
I'm gonna finally commit to pickleball. Um, I'm gonna go for it. But it was a long one. I forgot what I said, but I did repost it last year.
Wow. I mean, did you do anything like this before in the past, or you just this was the first time you just kind of knew and just went with your heart?
That's always something about me. Like when I feel like I can go, I don't know. I would like literally drop everything. So I don't know, and just wait. I'm not gonna try and rush into it because if I do, then it won't go well. I just kind of follow along and just go with it. No rush.
Yeah. So, I
I mean,
mean,
it took me 4 years to like kind of like finally get in. How do you say it? Prepared. I mean, finally, don't feel like I have to work for a living. Like, I mean, I'm still do, but not a lot anymore.
yeah, for sure. Now,
I was a lot of DoorDash. I grind a lot of some DoorDash, Grubhub, whatever app that you can do. I would use it everything I could to with my car.
yeah, for sure. And then from what when your game was when you dropped everything to now, what sort of things have you worked on? What improvements have you made?
um, Slowing down the game, um, being aggressive with dinks, um, drop shots. I don't try and like get enhanced paddle as much as possible. Yeah, a lot of like driving. I mean, dropping and not coming up to like I don't know. There's so many things I feel like I have done a lot. Still have old videos that I always took videos when I first started from there to this to right now, and like I can just see a whole difference the way I hold my paddle. So I feel like I did change a lot of my game just by watching a lot of people and playing with people that are we have an awesome crew in Phoenix too. So I got to learn a lot from that.
Yeah, very nice. So you being a lefty, what special considerations and strategy did you have to learn to play as a lefty?
As a lefty, um, I don't know. I did try to experience a lot of like switching sides because I've been always stuck as a lefty. Like people would always just stack you automatically on one side, but then you won't learn to dink aggressively with your forehand. But recently, I try to like I don't like to stay on one side. I try to do both. I feel now I feel like I feel like I can create so much with a forehand dinks other than like just backhand, backhand, backhand because you're only sticking on one side and you're only gonna be good at one thing.
Yeah.
So you got to change it up.
And that cross-court backhand dink can be dangerous, right? If there's a forehand on the other side of it.
Right, exactly. And like you after switching sides, then you like you want to like run around a forehand, do something different instead of just grinding backhands. So
Yeah.
it's good to try. I feel like as a lefty, I feel like it's good to go for both sides,
Yeah.
even even if you go on stack too as well. Because if you're on the different side too as well, the other people in front of you, then they don't know what's uh they kind of don't know what's coming because they never seen the lefty on the left.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, for sure. And then so if and just out of curiosity, so if lefty's on the left and there's two backhands in the middle, how do you cover that? How do you think about placement and coverage?
what I always do. I always for me personally, I would always hit forehand, trying to leave the middle open, and then just leave the middle open, and then just sit on it whenever the ball goes in the middle, because the middle would always speed up in the middle, or the person in front of you with the righty, because the righty always speed up down the line, and then the lefty would sometimes split up in the middle. So like it's all I don't know, it's all guessing, I guess.
Yeah.
But
So essentially just managing that position, understanding that there's something there, but then sitting on it
yes,
and basically daring people to go there.
yes. I mean the middle. I mean the open spot is never how do you say it? Is never open.
With
The,
a good player. It's just bait.
no, it's really like you have to for that's what I've noticed in the pro division. So it's like the open spot is never open. You just gotta go to where they're already at because they waited for that spot to be open and then they sit on it. So always go body. That's why you go middle or where they're already at because they
Yeah.
like to. They're sometimes they're very twitchy.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It's an illusion. Okay.
Yes. So what?
Um, have you ever tried lefty lefty in a big tournament?
I I have never done it, but would I love? I keep telling Augie, I would love. I never told him like to play it. I did tell him like I would be sick if we play a tournament because I feel like I think it's a very dangerous combo as well.
Yeah, the angles and stuff that you could generate or the plays that you would do I think would confuse the heck out of people.
Yes,
Okay.
and then yeah, and then down the line, people really tend to go down the line, and then the middle. As long as one side is locked down, which is the back end. Let's say I'm playing Augie. If one side is locked down and then the middle leave it open,
Yeah.
and then mine is never open because that's a forehand. It's
Yeah.
just
Well, Augie has the double hander down the line. You're not
yes.
going to catch him down the line on a
And
speed
Augie's
up.
very, very good. Augie's very, very good as like covering middle resets. And then like when someone speed up down the line, he's always there. So I'll be sick. I mean, I did tell him like we'll be sick if we played one tournament and see test it out because yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that. Another question someone brought
Wait,
up is
yeah.
when you play mixed, do you full stack or or how do you deal with that? Because I mean, there's coverage issues with full stacking, and in mixed, I mean, how have you approach that for as a lefty?
I don't play a lot as a mix, but I mean, we do stack, but when we return the ball, I feel like sometimes it's good to not stack because the guy would always try to run to get the ball and then they would rip it while we're making a switch. So it's always sometimes good to stay. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a good idea to stay.
Yeah, for sure. And then for you, what sort of advice would you, because I know Ben John said lefties are great. What sort of advice you give to right-handed people that are paired with lefties from your perspective to sort of facilitate that teamwork?
Um, I think letting the lefty be more dominant in the middle to make a difference. Um, let's say, I mean, you can still switch it around and like test it out, but if you're letting a lefty like if you have a good lefty that's like very good at like moving the ball around in the middle, that could create more damage because not a lot of righties sees that because they can go wherever they want. I mean, you can, I don't know. It's just a different look, basically.
Yeah. So, if it's equal skill, you could just mix it up and alternate. If the lefty is stronger at a certain skill set, so not automatically have lefties just being hitting backhand dinks to the middle.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. I mean,
Thank
what other in terms of like your improvement, I mean, were there any sort of specific things you did in terms of training that was unique or that really helped you a lot to develop your skill or your, shot reliability or something like that?
just drilling and repeat over
Yeah.
and over. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Just
I
drill.
mean, give me a sense of like how much you did, what areas you really focused on.
Cross court dinks, resets, drop shots. I feel like the only thing I need to work on more is just driving. Just like driving, because it's only, I don't know, it's just like a lot of cross court dinks. And then you
Yeah.
play the seven head on, cross court, and head on. And then you just go and then go from there. And then skinny singles, a lot of like one side and then switch to another side and do it.
Yeah, yeah, just isolating the skill, just turn it into the patterns into muscle memory and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now you mentioned driving, right? So I mean, I've seen you hit big drives, and you said you're working on it. I mean, what aspect of that? Because you said you're dropping more of that, but you're talking about drives. I mean, how do you visualize you incorporating that into your game? Are you going to add drives back more? Did you need to spin it more? Like how are you visualizing that improvement? How does that affect your game?
I feel like it would help me to get in the kitchen more faster because a lot of people are playing. I mean, I feel like right now most people are like if you try to drop shots, even if it's a perfect drop shot, the person that's gonna hit the ball, they're very aggressive. You can literally keep pushing you back over and over and over. But with a drive, it would help you to get maybe a drive and then drop the next one. So
Got it.
I feel like it'll get you in the kitchen way more faster than just drop, 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 drop. Because
Got it.
people are more aggressive with their, how do you say, second shot?
Yeah,
Serve.
I think that would be their fourth, right?
Yeah,
The fourth
but
and their sixth, they basically would just spin it hard or something, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good. Even if you try to drop a backhand, but to the backhand, they're just gonna rip it.
Yeah. So
Doesn't
essentially, if you drive it, the chances of you getting something that's sort of in the mid court where you can drop it more aggressively and at a shallower angle, less likely to be able to hit up on that and spin it
but
back your feet.
and it doesn't even have to like a super hard drive. You can like you can do like a third, a, like a drive drop third, like
Yeah.
not part of a third, but it's like just dipping where they can hit up on the ball instead of letting it bounce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that will get in more faster.
Okay. Good. Well, great insight. Love your story. Pesa, thank you for sharing.
No, no, thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Alpha Pickleball Podcast with Tats. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, rate, and connect with us on social media. Stay alpha on the pickleball court. Until our next session.